Okay, apparent wind, really, in real basic terms, is we're going this way, the wind's blowing this way. Your apparent wind is actually more than the real wind because you're moving, and it's further forward. And an extreme example of that is like an ice boat. You know, the wind's almost directly in front of you because you're moving so fast. But that's true in any boat, even though you're only going 4 knots, 5 knots upwind. If it's blowing 15, you know, your apparent wind's 20, approximately. And it's just a vector of the two. And we are always really just thinking about the apparent wind. And that's what we care about the most. And a couple interesting things. If you look at, as you get lower in the sail, the apparent wind is further forward and it's slower. And as you get up the sail, and get the top, this is the biggest, the most wind, and because of that, the wind is further aft. And that's why, if you remember those other shots we saw, that it's always, the sails are always twisted. That's because the apparent wind is different up top and at the bottom. So what do you do about that? Well, that's how you cut the sails differently, how you set up your rig differently, and how you trim differently to make sure that it's open. So if you look at this jib is trimmed just like the main would be, so that the bottom is in further than the top is out further. And that's just all trying to follow this apparent wind. And most of our sails are cut in a triangular shape. And that, you know, you have less, the wind is stronger up top, there's more leverage up top. So that kind of compensates for that as well. And that's why a lot of boats, you know, that have free-form sail design, the America's Cup, et cetera, have the wide roach mains now, because if you have a certain amount of sail area, they're just making it so it's higher up. Now, to top it all off, you can see this boat's about to go over a wave. You know, the top of that mast is just going to go swing through the wind, and is going to have all kinds of apparent wind changes as it does that. So, you know, really what you're doing in a condition like this to take care of that apparent wind problem, and the fact that you're climbing up hills and re-accelerating all the time, is you're going to rig up, you're going to set your tuning so that you're a little more powerful, and you're going to sweat your trim so it's a little more twisted. So you can really kind of get through those waves both with power and with both with power and changing that apparent wind up top. You got to have it twisted, or else it's going to be over trimmed a lot of times.